Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Well, it's that time again. Big news is coming. We've got the Fed's Jackson Hole now virtual meeting being held on the Thursday and Friday sessions. And of course, we've got some key inflation readings coming out of the US. What's going to happen? How much volatility is going to come back into the market? Stay tuned to find out more. All right, guys. Well, the best place that we can start for our market recap that was the market close 25th of August 2021 is the S&P 500 heat map. And in today's video, we'll be covering cryptocurrencies. We'll be covering some particular stocks, including GME and AMC, and looking at some algo flow data. And we'll also be taking a look, of course, at our major indices, gold, dollar index, etc. We'll start off here with the heat map. Straight away, you'll notice banks were doing okay yesterday, and really everything else was a bit lackluster. We had a bit of a movement down in Apple, a key thing or a key driver of the market we'll be looking at. And I think it's better just to have a look at how the indices were actually trading. Now, everything was kind of doing all right. Stabilization of the Nasdaq. S&P 500 looked to break, kind of got up there, probably trapped a few people at that really high point, and we'll be looking at that one through today's video, and then move down into the back of the session. But what I think was most interesting is this Russell 2000 movement. Russell 2000 strong, and then a sell-off into the close. Now, we know that the close is the key. This is where Wall Street tends to trade. This is where they place their larger positions, and it's the true indication of the market. The open's the retail hour of power. The close is, let's call it, the Wall Street retail, or the Wall Street hour of power. So that's what you should always be thinking about. Close is the key, as that is what locks in those daily candles as well when you're taking a look at the technical analysis. Let's move through which sectors were doing best. We mentioned banks were doing well. Defensive sectors are still tending on the way down here. So we've got XLP, XLV, and utilities. When you see those ones spike, you usually can be a little bit more concerned, I guess, about the market movement. At this stage, they're still staying relatively down through the sessions. Let's move straight into the technical analysis though. And I think the best place to start is the dollar index. So the dollar index is right on our support. Now, you can see it's gotten through the trend line. The trend line is not exceptional, so we're not going to use that. This was the point of resistance we had yesterday. It didn't manage to break through. You can see it goes to the point of support. We're basically in a range-bound market on the dollar index, and we're waiting for a break of either side to give us a true direction. This will be a very interesting chart to continue watching, and there's your key zones, guys, for the next 24 hours. Move over to gold. So gold, another one that was pretty interesting and had some okay kind of day trades on it. We talked about this long leg doji on the 4 hour. It actually closed underneath. That sent the gold trade right down here. And I guess there was a bit of a scalp or day trade in there if you were going towards the short. It missed what you would hope, which would have been the 1780 area, and then has fully reversed that. And you'll notice it went bullish. Hasn't got any follow through momentum. For me, it's all about seeing that real movement of price action. I want to see, let's call it a lightning bolt. I want to have basically a movement up, a movement down, and a break of this resistance. If you're a gold bull, that's the type of thing you want. We draw a zone or a range like this because this is where we neutralize the position. And you'll notice there's lots of buying and selling going on here. That means you've picked the right technical level. So again, when you have indecision, it means you've picked the correct neutral zone. And it did break down and then looks like it's faking out. So if you end up getting a lightning bolt like this, do you know how much stronger that's going to be? Because effectively this will become the stop hunt level. So remember, it's all about looking to the left-hand side, understanding the market dynamics, and then we can move forward with better positions. Still neutralized here on gold, silver as well. It's going to be tough trading into the Jackson Hole Symposium. I expect them to become highly volatile over that time. Speaking of good news stories, we've got US oil continuing to bull up here. No pullback of significance through the last session. We were looking for a closure above this 65 and then a pullback back down to the 65 as a conservative entry. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Hey, that's trading. Move on to the next one. We'll still watch oil here. I would rather it comes down. I still want to see it down the 65, maybe even 66 where these two moving averages are and previous support is. I would box that zone or box the area, and then if it set alerts and if it comes down into that zone, then you can look for long opportunities on the smaller time frames. That's what you do. You just basically come in here, set your zone, set your alert, and guess what? That's all you have to do for the day. You just come back to it if you're a swing trader and check it out later. Let's move into our algo flow data, options data, and what you guys like to see. And we'll start off here with Tesla. Tesla continues to really do nothing. And part of that reason, I think, is the amount of people buying in from the retail crowd into the options. There's so many buy calls, and we'll have a look at those in a second. But we've got a little bit of a trading range here. We're looking for a 727 break close above to really expose some really nice buying there. 750, 780 kind of area is the next zone for Tesla. And when you come into the smaller time frames, you'll notice it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like it's doing much yet. Buying support should be found around 697, 700. If it does come down, that will be a good zone for day traders and scalpers to look at. 727 will be good resistance to look at. And while it's in the middle of this area, really you're just watching and waiting for algo flow or the market to be allowed to maybe expire some options worthless. Now, when we're talking about options expiring worthless, here's the chart of most interest. So this is the net put calls opened. So basically, if you have tons of puts and tons of calls and they equal each other, this will actually show a 0. If you have a huge amount of calls in comparison to the puts, it will show a positive level. And if you're interested in more of this stuff, you can get a free 7-day trial to the private community, get this robot, get everything else that we offer in the community as well. Might as well check it out if you're interested. Link in the description. So overall, we notice here some very nice positive call positions. Now, where are they expiring? 27th of the 8th. So we're looking at the Friday session here with all these expirations. What are the strikes? 720, 715, 710, and 700. It's in Wall Street's best interest, because of course they're usually writing these options to you, to expire it in these optimal ranges. So between this kind of 700, 710, they'd be making a lot of money out of 715, 720 strikes being expired worthless. The good news is if that does occur, you'll notice the next week doesn't currently have a huge amount of calls on it. So what happens is these expire worthless, and then Wall Street allows the price to move to the next level. So that's what you're going to be looking for. And you're also going to be looking for algo flow coming with you as well. And that is the Wall Street bots, the Wall Street AI effectively coming with the price. So whenever you have strong price on Tesla, you also want to see the algo flow moving in the positive direction. In the video that we did yesterday, you'll notice that the price was sideways and the algo flow was negative. Even though the calls were going out of control and people were in retail, you would think, wow, this is really bullish. The calls were insanely bullish. The algo flow was very, very low. So unless they have to cover up and they let it through the keeper, which they do sometimes, AMC, obviously we've got that on Moderna recently, AMD, etc. Unless you're seeing that really strong algo flow with really strong bull call buying, it's not going to be allowed to get through that key resistance. And it's all about key resistance supports with these expiries. So good news on the algo flow for Tesla at this stage, still looking at those levels to break through. And if they do, we expect an explosive move because that'll be Wall Street allowing it through. Speaking of other pretty interesting stocks, Nvidia still continues to climb higher here. Again, this was one that was allowed through. You'll notice the algo flow comes with price, which is a positive sign, and that it continues to stay high through the day. That's good news, means that the AI robots are trading. Heat map here for the Friday session. I guess their number one optimum level to hold it down under would be 220, but you'll notice the next week still very, very low there on the amount of calls, and people actually getting bearish on it the longer it goes out. So a nice level here for it to expire Friday around that 220. If it did, expiry, then hopefully we can move to the next level in the next week. We'll move over to AMC now. Let's have a look at this. So big rejection here, goes up, tests the 48 and rejects off. Now AMC, we did think that there was a good level here, and that's 40.50. I kind of still maintain that. I did that in the live stream with everyone in the pre-market session. I still think this was a pretty cool level. We actually had a better trade on GME. We'll take a look at that. But algo flow was consistent with the price decrease. You'll notice that is exactly what was going on. Again, consistency is key here. We'll move over to GME now. I mentioned that this had the better trade on it. We literally drew this up. We talked about the 196 level in the pre-market, even in the video. And basically, this was the key zone, I think, for buyers yesterday for day traders. If you did get it, let us know in the comments down below. Very cool level for the day trader. Previous resistance becomes support. You'll notice there was that nice big move up rally, 30 bucks quickly on GME. I think this is a stock, you know how I feel about it. I know there's hodlers out there. I treat it as a trade. I treat it as what I think it is, which is a shorter term or short to medium term opportunity. Some people want to go all the way. I absolutely understand that. And you know, if that's what you want to do, absolutely. We have earnings coming up, so be careful about that with GameStop. But overall, again, the algo flow wasn't really with the move. And this is where even though it did start to rally here, it wasn't consistent with the price. So while the price kind of rallied off that 196 and you saw the movement up, you probably knew it was going to be short-lived because the algo flow wasn't catching up with the price and it kind of sucked. So because of that, it makes sense that while you got the price action going well, this was more retail kind of oriented move and not really one that was coming from the true price movers. Move over here to US 100. This is the Nasdaq indice. You'll notice during the futures trade here, it's really starting to move around with this 2-hour 20. I guess it's just having a range after that big move. We've still got the 15,300 as the support zone. If bears are going to get back in, they're going to close it underneath this. And if you're going bullish, I've maintained 15,400 is the key level to get a closure above. Nothing really changes there. And of course, it's the same on the QQQ, guys. Stuck in the range, waiting for more information to come out. Probably Jackson Hole Symposium will be the catalyst either way for this. IWM almost hit that resistance, 224.50 continues to be the key zone to look for. Keep watching this, still stuck in the range. If you're a seller on the markets, this will be an area that you'll want to highly look into and obviously understand the smaller price action movement. S&P 500, look, there's not much to say. It's pretty dire in terms of just no price action for the last couple of days. When you have a rally like this, it usually likes to take a bit of a breather. I guess support here is about 44.80. Current price at the time of this recording is 44.92, so it's down about 4 points after the close. And I don't mind the level. I mean, it's all day trades the way I'm looking at it here on the indices. So just keep looking at the key little levels of support and resistance. They tend to do really well. And what you're looking for is, say it comes down here, you go on a 5-minute, 15-minute chart, look for a little turnaround, and then take that rip, or of course sell the dip if it does occur. That's the type of thing you want to be doing on the day trade. We'll move over to Bitcoin. So let's have a look at the daily here. So we talked about the daily kind of being at the key level yesterday. It actually moved underneath, didn't quite get down to the 46, and it's actually gone positive again. All I'm looking for on Bitcoin, and therefore most of crypto, is really just to see what the whales are doing. I talked about the whales eating all the plankton, which is us, in the video yesterday, and I kind of stick with that. I think crypto, it's really dictated to by the whales. It's like Wall Street moving the markets. The whales tend to be the best indicator that I have that not everything is good. And when those shorts start to rise here on BTC shorts, I'm always paying attention. And I guess what, if you haven't been, if you're seeing a sell-off market and the whales are starting to really smash those shorts in, you should be paying attention towards a potential flash crash. If you see what it is right now, which is a complete stabilization, this is positive for the crypto world. I mean, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, those kind of buy the dip scenarios. I mean, that's what you're looking for as a technical trader. So very nice stuff there. I guess I want to just let everybody know that there's a lot of great stuff and opportunities in the markets right now. Just remember, because I've seeing a bit of FOMO out there in certain things, there's always another opportunity around the corner. You could say, oh, I missed AMC, but guess what? AMC's had quite a few big rips on it. Remember, it's when less people are talking about something that it suddenly becomes the trade to be in. And then when everyone's talking about it, it's not as good. It usually only has a few more days left in it. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please remember to subscribe, smash that like button, guys, and comment down in the comments down below about other things that you'd like to see on this channel in terms of our coverage. I'm always interested in your feedback, and that helps me improve the channel for you guys. Bye for now.